Good evening on this rather chilly Tuesday evening in Toronto. I'm here to share some information with you about your office lunches. I spoke about this on breakfast television a few weeks ago and had such a great response that I wanted to expand a bit more and even talk a little bit more with you about your challenges with your office lunches. I've got some ideas and some little props hanging around me right now. So as anybody comes on live, do let me know that you can hear me and that everything is working on the audio front. I think you can probably see me as well. So I appreciate knowing that. So for anyone that doesn't know me, my name's Lianne Phillipson. I'm a registered nutritionist. I'm the author and founder of Sprout Right. That's my book, just over this shoulder. And but through LiannePhillipson.com, I'm really just starting to brand that with more information, very specific for adults, for us, for me, the mother, for you, the mother, the father, for anyone outside of just really discussing things to do with your children. Because while it's important and you need to know that, I'm just saving that a little bit more for Sprout Right. So at any time, do bring me your questions, post online, let me know. Let me know how I can help, because the more information I can share with you, the better and healthier, hopefully, your life will be. So let's jump into some of the information. There is a blog on LiannePhillipson.com talking about office lunch hacks. So I don't want to go through all of that because you've got all that information there. And then there's also the breakfast television clip as well, which you can have a look at. But the most fun and the most interest that I've had about the office lunch hacks was actually to do with making boiled eggs, which I absolutely thought was just tremendous. It was just so much fun. So let's start off with that one first. And then I'll talk through a little bit of what you can have in your bottom drawer and all of those kind of things. So here I have this is actually a Cuisinart kettle, which I've had for a really long time. It's quite cool because you can see through it. And what you can do in this kettle, or in any kettle actually, is boil some eggs. Do anything with it really. So a few things that I suggest that you do with a kettle is to boil it up, boil up that water, pour it over pretty much anything. Noodles is definitely my favorite to pour all of that over. Here I've got some leftover rice in one of my containers. I'm not sure if anybody's come across this black rice, this is the package here. I'm all about the black rice at the moment. I have had another brand as well of this. I hope that's coming up the right way around. I think it is for you, so it's not backwards. So this is some black rice that I cooked before, and I could just sort of cover it with, if you don't have a microwave at the office, you could cover it with boiling water, put the lid back on, and then just kind of pour it out and get rid of the water, and that will warm it up. Depends on the situation at work that you've got going on. But this was definitely the most loved thing. These are, this guy's floating because he's already hard boiled. I don't want to put any fresh ones in here in case they splatted. But this is a great way. Just put your eggs in there. Keep on pressing on the button. So this is actually what this kettle sits on. Let me just reach out, got stuff on my desk. So this is actually what this one sits on. So you would actually just keep on hitting the button just to kind of keep it going. And then you'll slowly learn how on earth you're supposed to, or how long it takes for you to do this. To boil it. I normally, in this situation, I would definitely do probably about 10 minutes, just because you have to come back and turn it back on again. And an 8-minute hard-boiled egg keeps really, really well, and still has some ooze in the middle. So a 6-minute egg is going to be just like a soft boiled egg that you put in your little egg cup. But this one, if it's 8 minutes, then you know that all the white is completely cooked and all of that kind of thing. So that was definitely one of the most favorite things when we talked about this on breakfast television with Dina a couple of weeks ago. So great a small appliance to have is your kettle, because you can do so much with it. I love just pouring hot water on noodles. Instantly warms them up again. Drain, put on some pesto, bring in some pasta sauce that you can leave in the fridge if you've got one at work. The frozen vegetables are so important. Throw them in the freezer and then take out your, take it out, grab a glass, even put your frozen vegetables in here, pour your hot boiling water on it, and you'll defrost them, and it'll be super simple. And pretty much anything that just needs warming. Most frozen vegetables have been blanched, so they don't need to be cooked. Things like green beans and sugar snap peas, if you don't eat them raw, which is totally fine, then you can put those in your glass, pour boiling water on, and then it just takes the edge off. Broccoli, cauliflower, absolutely anything like that, frozen or fresh. Chuck it into some boiling water, and away you go. Add that on top of your noodles with your pesto. You put in some smoked salmon, some prosciutto, any other leftover meat that you've got would be just delicious, and so easy to do at your desk, or if you've got just a really small kitchen area, that kind of thing. So that's a little bit of the kettle lunches that I suggest. Also, into a jar, then you can put into the bottom some leftover chicken, some noodles, miso. Miso is just fantastic. You can just put that with hot water into a mug and just drink that. That's so nourishing. Amazing enzymes, amazing nutrients in miso. But even if you just did that around the bottom, some of the seaweed. Seaweed is so great to have on hand as well. So put some seaweed into that, pour your boiling water, and then you've got an instant homemade, but at the office made sort of chicken noodle soup. So that's just so delicious to have as well. So while I've got this jar here, I came across these when I was looking for some other jars, and absolutely love that they are this shape. Because what happens to me when I use the normal mason jars, especially, is if I put stock or broth into them, then you know how it curves at the top. Then if I go too far with that, then when I freeze it, then it completely shatters the glass jar, and then that's it. Everything has to go. Everything's toast. So I love this. And what I would also suggest putting in this is some salad. So make an in the jar salad. You can put some of that black rice I showed you. That can go into the bottom, because you can, once it's cooked, you can totally eat that. Put on some greens, add in some olives, put in some tomatoes, some peppers, some cucumber, put in some sprouts. I mean, really, the sky's the limit when it comes to making a salad. I always have all sorts of groovy stuff in my salads because it's more of a meal for me. But I love this because you could actually get down to the bottom, whereas with the curved mason jars, you sort of, the top is really much smaller. So I do love that this has such a big top. So your salad in a jar is a really great idea to make up at the beginning of the week. You can also just put them into a big container. I've got rectangular containers on Facebook. I've got some pictures of some salads, and I take all the greens and I just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then put my seeds on top and all of those kind of things, and leftovers, or baked sweet potato is absolutely fantastic into a salad. Just gives you a little bit more substance than just having those leaves all the time as well. So great things to put into your salad in a jar, your salad in a container, whatever that looks like. So a little bit about the office bottom drawer. You sometimes have that drawer with your sneaky treats in it, maybe a little tipple for the end of the day if you've had a bad day. But what I suggest is move it on over, ditch the treats, and then put in your bottom drawer some amazing olive oil. This is the Acropolis is one of my favorites. I got this from the fantastic sweet potato in the Junction. Get in some really great balsamic vinegar for making your own salad dressings or drizzling on anything. Maybe for your rice or anything like that, some soy sauce. This is a light soy sauce, so it's going to be a little bit later on the salty kind of side. Also, things like these olives don't need to be kept in the fridge. I've opened up those. Those go really nicely. You can put them on top of absolutely anything. Seeds. Chia seeds, they can go on top of your salad, they can go on top of your pasta to increase the fiber and all sorts of things. Hemp seeds, they make anything kind of nutty and delicious. increase your fiber of everything that you're having in the day. Also, you can increase your omega-3 fatty acids, which are really, really important as well. So I've got some sunflower seeds here, one of my absolute favorite additions to a lovely salad, or again, like the noodles or absolutely anything really, or just sit there and eat them. And then also I've got some pumpkin seeds as well, which are great. So all of these things into your bottom drawer. You're not going to sit there and cook any of the black rice in your kettle or anything like that. So that's just to show you what that looks like. Also in your bottom drawer, your favorite salt and pepper. And then also I came across these. These are some Tuscan herbs, and it's got the grinder right in here. So you can just take some herbs, put it on top of your pesto, your sauce, anything like that, and jazz up your dressing or absolutely anything like that. So that can be your bottom drawer. You need some staples at work. You need some base. You need some foods, some condiments and those kind of things which you can dip into, that you can jazz something up if you're, you know, in the morning, like, oh, nuts, I've got nothing, you know, I've got nothing to eat. So you just go and grab some salad greens on your way out. Spinach, I find, lasts really well. The baby kale lasts really well. So if you do have a fridge at work, take those staples in and leave them in the fridge with your name on it, or you know, share with a friend or something like that. And then you can do all sorts of anything really can go into that. Let me see if I can shut that little dingy thing off. Oh, it's supposed to be shut off. Anyway, carry on. Then you know, you can really you can jazz up your lunch when you've got a few of these things that I've just showed you in your bottom drawer. Really, really great to have. So that's all in your bottom drawer. And then if you do have a fridge, things like dips on hand are really important. You know, your salads can go in the fridge, your freezer foods, all of those kind of things as well. So I would love to hear what your challenges are of your office lunches. Are you managing to take food to lunch already prepared, or are you the kind of person who just takes these staples in, and when you get there, you're going to assemble something? Or what if you just need to stop off and buy something? What are you going to do? I'm not going to talk about stuff from food court and things like this, but I did come across these Summer Fresh Snack and Go. They're these fantastic little containers. This is a 5-bean salad. They've got these Snack and Go salads from Summer Fresh, and I love that. There's a little fork on the lid. It's so, so great. I did really enjoy the 5-bean salad. This can go on top of any greens or anything like that. And another staple that you can always have in your fridge at work, or just grab it, throw it in your cooler bag, and you're out the door with some other sort of greens. Or it really just depends on what the situation is. There's a lot of people that at work, they can really make something. They've got a microwave or something like that where you can heat leftovers up really, really easily. But otherwise, you got to get a little bit more innovative in terms of what you're doing. So type in some of the comments. What's your challenges? What have you got at work that you can work with? And then I'll give you some ideas. We'll post this to YouTube as well, so that you can either on Facebook put your comments in or ask me your questions. And then I'll either maybe do another video about that, or I'll just type in some answers, give you some recipes and some inspiration for some really healthy office lunches that will keep you going, even if you literally have 2 minutes in between meetings, because that's just the kind of thing, and that's just how it's going. And then we'll go from there with some lovely new inspiration. So thanks for joining me on this video. I want to keep it nice and short for you, so that you can get through it, and let me know what you're going to make for your next office lunch, and you can help inspire everyone else. Thanks so much for joining me. I'll be back in a couple of weeks, but on Tuesday, we didn't do anything last night just because of Halloween, so I hope you made it through that and you're able to ditch a lot of your treats, or the treats that were brought in by your kids, because by the time I talk to you again in 2 weeks, you're going to really, your blood sugar is going to be well out of whack, and you're going to still be craving all those sweets. The sooner that you can get rid of them, the better. All right. Take great care, and visit LiannePhillipson.com for the breakfast television link, and then also a blog post about with even more inspiration than what's right here. All right. Have a great evening. Bye.